Welcome back to another episode.
I'm Jack, and today we are diving into the complex and often unsettling world of human behavior with 7 signs. You're dealing with a narcissist, dark psychology exposed.
I'm Sarah, and as Jack said, we're tackling the 7 signs. You're dealing with a narcissist. If you stay until the end, you won't need to look this topic up again because we'll cover it in full detail, from the subtle red flags to the darker side of manipulation.
You know, usually when we start these deep dives, I feel this sense of excitement.
Right, like we're about to uncover something fascinating.
Exactly. Like, I'm going to learn something new today. But looking at this stack of research, all of these psychological profiles, this one just feels different. It feels, I don't know, heavy.
It is heavy, and I think it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we aren't talking about someone who's just, you know, a bit full of themselves or who takes too many selfies.
That's the pop culture version.
It is. We are talking about a personality structure that can systematically dismantle the people around it, bit by bit.
That's the phrase that struck me in the prep for this. We often joke about narcissism, right? Oh, he's such a narcissist.
All the time.
But the reality is a dynamic that leaves the people on the other side feeling, well, drained, confused, and honestly questioning their own sanity.
That confusion is actually the first, maybe the biggest red flag.
How so?
It's not just difficult. It's a very specific psychological pattern that creates a distorted reality.
A shared fantasy.
A shared fantasy, exactly. If you're in the orbit of someone with these traits, and this could be a romantic partner, a boss, a parent, you are often forced to play a role in their fantasy.
And the cost of admission.
The cost of admission is usually your own identity.
Wow. That is a terrifying way to put it. The cost of admission is your identity.
It's what the research points to.
Before we even get into the definitions or the lists, I want to do a quick check-in with you, the listener.
Okay.
I want you to think of the most difficult, the most confusing person in your life right now. The one who makes you feel like you're constantly walking on eggshells.
The person who makes you rehearse conversations in your head before you even have them.
Yes, that's the one. Got him in mind.
Yeah.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much mental energy do you spend just trying to explain yourself to them?
Or even harder, how much energy do you spend trying to explain their behavior to yourself? You know, oh, he didn't really mean it that way, or she's just really stressed right now.
That's a huge one. If that number you're thinking of is a 7, an 8, or even a 10, I want you to stop what you are doing and listen really closely.
Because that mental load you are carrying, that constant justification, that is not normal relationship friction.
Not even close.
That is a symptom of something else.
Keep that number in your mind. We're definitely going to come back to it.
And hey, before we jump into the deep end here, because we are going really deep today, if you want more psychology deep dives that break down human behavior like this, please make sure to subscribe on our platform.
And please, like the episode if you find value in this. It really helps the algorithm get these tools in front of people who might, really need them right now.
So let's clear the air. The word narcissist is everywhere now.
It's totally overused.
My barista got my order wrong. Is he a narcissist? Someone cuts me off in traffic. Are they a narcissist? Psychologically speaking, where's the line? Are we overusing the word?
We are absolutely overusing it colloquially in everyday language. But here's the paradox.
What's that?
We are also under-identifying the real thing.
Huh. So we throw the label around but miss the actual pattern.
Exactly. We need to separate the trait from the disorder.
Right.
Right. So the research we looked at emphasizes that narcissism exists on a spectrum. I mean, I like to think I'm a humble guy, but hey, I like it when people tell me I did a good job on the show.
Of course.
Does that make me a narcissist?
No, of course not. That makes you human. A little bit of self-interest, a desire for validation, a bit of ego that is actually healthy.
Healthy narcissism.
It's called healthy narcissism. It's what gives you the ambition to get out of bed in the morning, to pursue a career, to take care of yourself.
So healthy narcissism is kind of like having a sturdy immune system for your self-esteem.
That's a perfect analogy. It's stable, it's resilient. But what we're discussing today is when those traits become rigid, pervasive, and, well, maladaptive.
Okay.
We are looking at a personality structure where the self is actually incredibly fragile, so it requires this massive artificial defense system to protect it.
And this is where we have to introduce the dark triad.
Right.
I remember reading about this years ago, but going through the updated source material, it's even more chilling than I remembered.
It is. The dark triad is a constellation of 3 pretty offensive personality traits. Imagine a triangle. The first point of the triangle is narcissism. Grandiosity, entitlement, a fundamental lack of empathy. The me show.
Okay, so that's the ego, the inflated sense of self. What's the second point?
The second point is Machiavellianism.
Named after Niccolo Machiavelli, the prince.
Right. But in psychology, this isn't just a political philosophy, it's a way of viewing other human beings.
How so?
A Machiavellian person views other people as objects?
Pawns on a chessboard.
Exactly. Pawns to be moved around for their benefit. It is cold, calculated manipulation. It's not emotional, it's purely strategic.
So if the narcissist needs you to adore them,
The Machiavellian just needs you to serve a purpose.
and they don't care about morality.
They are indifferent to morality. If lying gets them what they want, they lie. If telling the truth gets them what they want, they'll tell the truth. It's purely utilitarian.
Chilling. And the third point of the triangle.
Psychopathy.
Okay.
And this is characterized by high impulsivity, thrill-seeking, and a profound lack of remorse. It's the callousness factor.
No guilt.
None. So when you combine these three, entitlement from narcissism, manipulation from Machiavellianism, and callousness from psychopathy, you get a very, very dangerous profile.
But wait, the notes here mention a dark tetrad,
Yes.
a fourth element. That sounds like something out of a comic book.
It does, but it's very real. The fourth element, which researchers have added more recently, is sadism.
Sadism, as in enjoying the pain of others.
Yes, and this is a crucial distinction. It's so important to get this.
Okay.
A standard narcissist might hurt you because they are indifferent to your feelings. You are just collateral damage in their quest for greatness.
Your pain is an irrelevant side effect to them.
Exactly. But a sadist, they hurt you because it feels good. It gives them a rush of dopamine. They enjoy it.
So hurting you isn't the side effect, it's the actual goal.
It can be, yes. And we need to keep this in mind because later, when we talk about malignant narcissism, that sadism piece is absolutely key.
Okay.
But before we scare everyone away with the extreme end of the spectrum, we have to talk about the type of narcissist that flies under the radar.
The one that doesn't fit the stereotype.
Exactly. The one you might not spot.
The vulnerable narcissist. This one tripped me up when I first learned about it. I always picture a narcissist as the guy in the expensive suit shouting at a waiter, or, the influencer who's obsessed with their reflection.
The loud, arrogant type.
Right. But the vulnerable narcissist is shy. How does that work?
They can be. This is also called covert narcissism. On the outside, they don't look grandiose, but on the inside, they have the exact same internal structure.
The same grandiosity, the same entitlement.
All of it. But it's masked by high neuroticism and anxiety. They feel things very intensely.
So instead of saying, I am the king of the world,
Right.
they say, what?
They say, I should be the king of the world, but everyone is too stupid to recognize my genius.
Ah, so they're the eternal victim.
The eternal victim. They are often sulky, passive-aggressive, and hypersensitive to any perceived criticism.
So that's the hidden grandiosity. It's not, I'm the best. It's, I'm the most misunderstood.
You nailed it. And they are often the most draining to deal with because they demand constant reassurance. You spend your whole list trying to prop them up, but the bucket has a hole in it. It's never enough.
Okay, I want to ground this. We have these definitions, dark triad, vulnerable, grandiose, but definitions don't help you when you're crying in your car after a fight.
No, they don't.
We need to see what this looks like in the wild, day to day.
Agreed. So let's do that. We're going to use a mini case study throughout this deep dive.
Right.
I want to introduce you to a hypothetical couple, Alex and Sam.
Okay, tell us about Alex and Sam.
Alex is our subject with high narcissistic traits. Sam is the partner. Let's go back to the very beginning. The meet cute.
The start of the story.
They meet at a coffee shop. By the second date, Alex looks Sam deep in the eyes and says, I have never connected with anyone like this before. You are the only person who truly sees me. We are soulmates.
Stop right there. Second date.
Second date.
That right there is the first hook. It feels like magic, doesn't it? It feels like a movie.
It's what everyone wants to hear.
But in our context, that is a classic example of love bombing. It's an acceleration of intimacy that simply isn't earned yet.
Alex then buys Sam a vintage watch that Sam had mentioned in passing, something really expensive. Sam feels overwhelmed, but also incredibly special.
I want you to keep Alex and Sam in mind as we go through this, because that watch isn't a gift.
What is it?
It's a down payment. It's creating a debt, a sense of obligation right from the start.
Okay, so let's get into the 7 core psychological signs. Because Alex isn't going to stay Prince Charming for long.
No, the mask always slips.
Sign number 1, grandiosity and the fantasy world.
This is the cornerstone. And we have to be really careful here. Grandiosity isn't just confidence.
Right.
If, an entrepreneur says, I'm going to build $1 billion company, that's ambitious, but maybe they go and do it. That's rooted in some ability.
Grandiosity is different.
Grandiosity is a distortion of reality.
It's the fantasy world part that stuck out to me in the research. The source material we reviewed says that because reality rarely matches their inflated view of themselves, they have to live in a constructed mental world.
A bubble.
Exactly. They genuinely believe they are special and unique and can only be understood by other special, high-status people.
This is why Alex tells Sam, you are the only one who gets me.
Yes. What's that doing?
It elevates Sam to special status too. It's an invitation. Come join me in my special fantasy world where we're better than everyone else.
This is shared fantasy.
But here's the rub. Reality always intrudes. You can't live in a fantasy forever. What happens when the world doesn't treat them like a king or a queen?
They rewrite history.
Instantly.
If they get fired from a job, it wasn't because they were late every day and didn't do the work.
Of course not.
It's because the boss was threatened by their brilliance. If they fail a test, the professor is an idiot who doesn't understand their genius.
So accountability is zero.
Absolutely zero. Because to accept fault, to accept they are flawed, is to shatter the fantasy.
And for a narcissist, that shame it's intolerable.
It's like touching a hot stove. They will recoil instantly and blame anything and anyone else.
Okay, here's an interactive question for you listening right now. Think about that difficult person we identified at the start of the show.
That person you're holding in your mind.
Does this person rewrite history? When they tell a story about a conflict at work or with a friend, are they always, and I mean always, the hero or the ultimate victim?
Do they refuse to ever play the role of just a normal, flawed human being who made a mistake?
Really pause and reflect on that. If the answer is yes, you're dealing with a distorted reality.
Which is a very destabilizing thing to be around.
Let's move to sign number 2, the empathy void. This one hurts the most for people.
It's the most painful because empathy is the glue of human connection. The clinical definition lists this as an unwillingness to recognize or identify with the feelings and needs of others.
I want to challenge this a bit though.
Go for it.
Because I've heard people say this and I've thought it myself. But he knows exactly how to hurt me. He knows what I'm feeling. If they lack empathy, how are they so good at pushing our buttons?
That is a brilliant question. And it brings us to a really critical distinction we have to make.
Okay.
It's the difference between cognitive empathy and affective empathy.
Break that down for us.
Okay, cognitive empathy is the ability to intellectually understand what someone else is feeling. It's data collection. Jack is crying, his shoulders are shaking, so the data suggests Jack is sad.
So it's like reading a user manual for another person.
Exactly. Narcissists often have very high cognitive empathy. They use it to scan you, to figure out your weaknesses, your dreams, your fears.
And then they use that data to manipulate you.
Precisely. They know that you are hurt.
But they don't feel it with you.
That's affective empathy. Affective empathy is when I see you crying and my mirror neurons fire and I feel a little pang of sadness in my own chest. I feel with you.
And narcissist.
They generally lack this, so when they hurt you, they see the data. Sam is crying, but they don't feel the distress. There's no emotional resonance.
It's like a robot reading an error code. Partner is sad, operation disrupted, continue mission.
Or worse, partner is sad. This is annoying. Why are they ruining my night with their feelings?
Let's go back to Alex and Sam. 6 months into the relationship, Sam comes home from work, absolutely devastated. Maybe Sam lost a big client, feels like a failure. Sam is crying on the couch.
A healthy partner would sit down, put an arm around Sam and say, I'm so sorry, tell me what happened.
Right. They'd offer comfort.
Alex might walk in, see Sam crying and say, ugh, are you going to be moping all night? I had a great day and now you're bringing the whole vibe down.
Or he flips it. You think that's bad? You should hear what my boss said to me today. Let me tell you about my horrible day.
The conversation hijack. It's a classic move. They cannot tolerate the spotlight being off of them, even for a moment, even for your grief.
So your pain becomes an inconvenience to them.
An inconvenience or an opportunity to make it about them.
Okay, which brings us to sign number 3. The excessive need for admiration. We talked about that hole in the bucket.
This is the engine that drives the whole machine. It's the concept of narcissistic supply.
Supply. It sounds like a drug.
It functions exactly like a drug they're addicted to. They need a constant stream of it to feel okay.
And supply can be positive things, right? Like praise, compliments, awards, public recognition.
Absolutely. That's the high-grade stuff. But it can also be negative.
What do you mean?
Fear is supply. Intimidation is supply. Making you cry is supply.
How is making someone cry supply?
Because it proves they have an effect on you. It proves they matter. It proves they're in control. If Alex can't get Sam to admire him, he will settle for Sam being afraid of him. As long as he's the center of your attention, he is getting fed.
Wow. So that's why they provoke fights.
Often, yes. A big, dramatic fight is a huge hit of supply. It puts them right at the center of the universe.
And this explains why they are so exhausting to be around. You are constantly on stage, performing, acting as a vending machine for their ego.
And what happens if the vending machine stops dispensing?
You kick the machine.
Exactly. That is what psychologists call a narcissistic injury.
An injury to the ego.
A profound one. If you criticize them, or even just ignore them or disagree with them, they experience it as a mortal threat to their fragile self. And they react with what's called narcissistic rage.
Which is often way out of proportion to the actual offense.
Totally. You might say, hey, could you not leave your socks there? And they'll explode as if you've questioned their entire existence.
Which, in their fantasy world, you have.
You have. Which leads us directly to sign number 4, interpersonal exploitation.
This connects right back to that Machiavellian point of the dark triad.
It's the real-world application of it. Relationships are transactional. The core question is always, what can you do for me?
Okay, let's check in on Alex and Sam. It's been, say, 8 months now. The love bombing is over. The devaluation has begun.
Alex comes to Sam with a guaranteed investment opportunity.
It's a sure thing, babe. I just need $5,000 to bridge the gap until my trust fund clears.
Future faking. Promising a future that isn't real.
Sam hesitates. Sam's thinking, this feels a little weird.
So Alex gets cold, withdrawn, and says, I thought you believed in me. I guess I was wrong about us. I thought you were different.
The guilt trip.
Sam panics, afraid of losing that special status, and lends Alex the money.
And let me guess, the venture never happens.
It never materializes. And when Sam, months later, gently asks for the money back.
Let me try. Alex says, you're so materialistic. Is that all you care about? Money, after everything I do for you.
Exactly. How did you know?
Because it's a script. It is interpersonal exploitation 101. They use people for their status, their sex, their money, their home, their connections.
And once the resource is extracted,
the person often becomes useless to them and is eventually discarded.
Which brings us to sign number 5. Entitlement and rules don't apply to them.
This is the belief that they are exempt from the normal social contract that the rest of us live by.
I saw a video of this recently. A guy at an airport, his flight is delayed due to weather. Everyone is waiting patiently.
Right, a normal life frustration.
This guy marches up to the gate agent, slams his hand on the counter, and screams, "Do you have any idea who I am? Get me on a plane right now."
He genuinely believes the weather shouldn't apply to him.
His specialness should override meteorology. And it's not just big things like that, it's cutting in line at the grocery store.
It's cheating on taxes.
It's cheating in relationships. The rules are for other people.
The mindset is, rules are for the little people. I am special, therefore I can do what I want. And they get furious when the world doesn't comply.
Sign number 6, envy and projection. This one seems counterintuitive.
Why is that?
Because they seem so confident, so arrogant. Why would they be envious of anyone?
Because deep down, underneath all that grandiosity, is a gaping void of insecurity and shame. They view life as a zero-sum game.
If you win, they lose.
Exactly. There isn't enough success to go around, so they can't just be happy for you.
So if Sam gets a big promotion at work,
Alex won't say, congratulations, I'm so proud of you.
they'll only say,
Alex will say something to undermine it. Well, they probably just gave it to you to fill a quota. It's not like you're actually qualified for that level of responsibility.
wow, devaluation. They have to pull you down to their level or below to feel safe.
And the projection piece of this is fascinating. They project their own envy onto you. They can't own their own feelings of envy, so they accuse others of it.
So they'll say things like, everyone at work is just jealous of me. That's why I don't have friends there. They're all haters.
Yes, it protects the ego. The story becomes, I'm not abrasive and rude and unlikable. They are just jealous of my obvious superiority.
This also drives the smear campaign, doesn't it?
It's the primary engine of it. If you leave a narcissist, they will immediately start telling everyone, your friends, your family, that you are crazy, unstable, or abusive.
They have to control the narrative and win the breakup.
They have to get there first and paint you as the villain, because the alternative, that they were flawed and got left, is too shameful to tolerate.
Okay, finally, sign number 7, arrogance and haughty behavior.
This is often the most obvious one, but it's not always verbal.
What do you mean?
It can be the constant sneer on their face when you're talking, the eye roll, the heavy, impatient sigh when you are speaking about your day.
It's contempt.
It is pure contempt. And John Gottman, the famous relationship researcher, did all this work on couples.
The love lab.
Yes. And he says contempt is the #1 predictor of divorce. He called it the sulfuric acid of love.
Why is it so corrosive?
Because it's not just a criticism of your behavior. It's a statement of your character. It says, I am better than you. You are beneath me.
And there's no coming back from that in a healthy relationship.
None.
So if you are ticking off these boxes in your head, grandiosity, the empathy void, the constant need for supply, exploitation, entitlement, envy, arrogance, you are not just dealing with a bad mood.
No. You're dealing with a deeply ingrained personality structure.
And knowing that structure is the first step to protecting yourself from it.
It really is. And if you are recognizing these patterns and maybe feeling a little bit sick to your stomach because it sounds so familiar, take a second to subscribe.
We are going to keep peeling back these layers, and having this knowledge is truly the best defense you can have.
So now we've covered the signs, that's the what, but we need to talk about the how.
How does this dynamic actually work?
Yes, because nobody consciously decides to stay in a relationship with a monster. They stay because the monster wears a very convincing mask.
This is the cycle of abuse. And the source material we found breaks this down so perfectly. It's a roller coaster that creates a literal chemical addiction in your brain.
That is not a metaphor. It is biology.
Walk us through the chemistry of this. How does it happen?
Okay. Phase 1, idealization. This is the too good to be true phase. We saw this with Alex and the watch and the soulmates comment.
This is the love bombing.
Yes. During this phase, your brain is flooded with dopamine and oxytocin, the pleasure and bonding hormones. You feel high. You feel seen in a way you've never felt seen before. You feel safe.
You think, finally, I have found my person.
You do. And the narcissist is mirroring you perfectly.
What does that mean, mirroring?
If Sam likes hiking, suddenly Alex is an expert hiker. If Sam loves 90s R&B, Alex's favorite artist is Mary J. Blige. They become your perfect reflection, your other half.
But then, the shift. Phase 2, devaluation.
And this is so insidious because it's slow. It doesn't happen overnight. It's based on a psychological principle called intermittent reinforcement.
Like a slot machine in Vegas.
Exactly like a slot machine. If a slot machine never paid out, you'd walk away.
Right.
If it paid out every single time, you'd get bored. But if it pays out randomly, unpredictably, you are hooked. You'll stand there pulling that lever all night.
So Alex starts making little digs. You're too sensitive. That dress is a little tight on you, isn't it?
But then, the next day, he brings home flowers and is the most charming man on earth.
So your brain is completely confused. You're chasing that dopamine hit from phase 1. You start working harder and harder to please him.
If I just cook the perfect dinner, if I just say the right thing, he'll be nice to me again.
But the goalposts keep moving. You never know which version of them you're going to get.
And while this is happening, your cortisol, the stress hormone, is spiking and staying elevated. So you are living in this constant state of high stress, high reward. It's biologically addictive. That is what we call trauma bonding.
You become addicted to the cycle itself.
Yes, your body is bonded to the chaos.
Then comes phase 3, the discard.
This is the brutal, shocking drop. Alex gets bored or finds a new, shinier source of supply, and he ends things. Often abruptly and cruelly.
Or he acts so cruelly that Sam has no choice but to leave.
The discard is often incredibly cold, no closure, no explanation. They just vanish or cut you off.
Because closure requires empathy, which they don't have.
It requires them to care about your feelings, which they don't.
But wait, the movie isn't over? The credits don't roll there?
Not even close. Then comes phase 4. Hoovering.
Named after the vacuum cleaner.
Because they try to suck you back in.
Why? I don't get this part. If they discarded you, if you were so worthless to them, why do they want you back?
A few reasons. Maybe their new supply didn't work out. Maybe they're bored and want some drama. Or maybe, and this is the coldest one, they just want to see if they still own you.
It's a power play.
A test. So Alex texts Sam 3 months later, out of the blue. I've been thinking about you. I really miss us.
Or the really manipulative one. I'm so sorry I've changed. I'm finally going to therapy.
That's the fake remorse tactic.
And it's almost always a lie. But because Sam is trauma bonded and in withdrawal from the relationship, that text feels like a drink of water in the desert.
The dopamine spikes again. Hope rushes in, and the cycle restarts.
And the second time around, the devaluation phase usually happens much faster.
Much faster, and much, much worse. They have less respect for you because you came back.
We also need to talk about the enablers in this system. The flying monkeys, I love this term, it's from The Wizard of Oz.
When Wicked Witch had these monkeys she sent out to do her dirty work, narcissists have a human version.
So Alex tells his sister, or maybe even Sam's own best friend, I'm really worried about Sam. Sam's been acting so crazy and unstable lately. Can you just check on her?
He recruits them. He spins this narrative where he is the concerned, loving victim.
And so these friends who think they are helping start to pressure Sam. Alex really loves you. You should give him another chance. Maybe you're being too hard on him.
That is a tactic called triangulation. It makes Sam feel like the whole world is against her. She starts to think, maybe I am the crazy one if everyone agrees with Alex.
It is a masterclass in psychological warfare. It's designed to isolate you and destroy your support system.
Okay, I want to take a detour now to the darkest corner of the map. We touched on the dark tetrad earlier. Let's talk about malignant narcissism.
This is where it gets genuinely dangerous.
How do I know if I'm dealing with a standard garden variety narcissist or a malignant one? What's the key difference?
The two key ingredients are the presence of sadism and paranoia.
Sadism we covered. That's the enjoyment of cruelty. What about the paranoia?
Malignant narcissists engage in a lot of projection of their own aggression. They want to destroy people, so they live in a constant state of fear that everyone is trying to destroy them.
So they are hyper-defensive and always feel attacked.
Yes, which they use to justify their own attacks.
Yeah.
They engage in what are called preemptive strikes.
So if Alex is malignant, he won't just break up with Sam.
No. He will try to get Sam fired from her job. He will try to ruin Sam's reputation with her family. He will stalk Sam. He might try to get her evicted.
It's about total domination and destruction.
Yes. If you suspect you are dealing with malignant narcissism, standard breakup advice goes out the window. You need a safety plan. You may need legal counsel. This is not a drill.
Let's pivot to the practical. Because if you are listening to this and nodding your head, you probably feel pretty helpless right now.
Overwhelmed.
But you aren't. You have power in this situation.
You do. But you have to change the way you play the game. You cannot win by their rules.
So we are going to do a boundary script role play. I'm going to be Alex, the narcissist. You are going to show us what a healthy boundary looks like.
And the main rule here is, do not, JADE,
JDE. What's that stand for?
justify, argue, defend, explain.
Why not?
If you do any of those things, you are giving them supply, you are engaging in the drama, you need to be boring, you need to become a wall.
Okay, I'm ready. Scenario 1, the bait. We have broken up. I text you out of the blue. I guess you never really loved me since you can't even be bothered to reply to me. You're just like everyone else who abandons me.
Ooh, that's a good one. It attacks my character and uses guilt. It's designed to provoke a defensive response.
A normal person. A person who JDX would say, no, that's not true. I do care. I've just been so busy with work.
Right. And as soon as you send that text, you are back in a conversation. You're hooked.
So what do you say? What's the boundary response?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing. Silence is the strongest boundary there is. It's a complete refusal to engage. But let's say we have kids together, and I have to reply for logistical reasons.
Okay, what then?
I would write back. I will reply to messages regarding the children's schedule. Please stick to that topic. That's it.
That's so cold. It gives me nothing to latch onto. It shuts me down completely. Okay, scenario 2. The gaslight.
The classic.
I say to you during a fight, I never said I would pick you up from the airport. You were imagining things. You're always making things up to start fights.
Okay, my emotional instinct is to pull out my phone and find the text where you said it. Look, here's the proof. You did say it.
And if you do that, what will I say? I'll just say you photoshopped that, or you clearly misunderstood what I meant.
Exactly. You can't use logic or facts to fight gaslighting. So the boundary script is, I know what I experienced. I am not debating reality with you.
I am not debating reality with you. That's a powerful sentence.
And then, and this is the hardest part, I have to walk out of the room. I physically remove myself from the conversation. I don't wait for you to agree or apologize.
That effectively cuts off the supply. You're ending the game.
Completely.
Okay, scenario 3, the flying monkey. Our mutual friend comes to you and says, look, it would really mean a lot to Alex if you just came to his birthday party. He's really sad and he promised he'll behave himself.
The pressure campaign. Okay. The boundary script here is, I understand you care about Alex. and I respect your friendship with him. However, I will not be discussing my relationship with him with you.
And if they push?
If you continue to bring it up, I will have to end this conversation.
So you set the boundary, and you set the consequence for crossing it.
And you have to be willing to follow through. If they bring it up again, you have to say, as I said, I'm not discussing this, I have to go now, and you hang up the phone or leave.
That takes a lot of strength.
It does. It's a muscle you have to build.
Let's expand on the practical tools. We've hinted at a few already.
Tool number 1, which we just demonstrated, is the gray rock method.
Become a literal gray rock.
Be as uninteresting and unresponsive as a boring rock. Give short, monotone, factual answers. Okay, I see. Thanks for letting me know.
You starve the monster the emotional reaction it needs for supply. If they can't get a reaction, positive or negative, they will eventually get bored and move on to an easier target.
Tool number 2 is no contact. And I want to be crystal clear here. The experts we reviewed all say this is the ideal solution, the gold standard.
It's not always possible if you co-parent or work together, but if you can, block the number, block the social media accounts, block the email.
And you have to block the flying monkeys too, at least for a while. You have to seal the airlock completely, because remember, that hoovering attempt can happen years down the line.
Tool number 3 is about you. It's about your own body. It's nervous system regulation.
This is so crucial. The aftermath of these relationships, sometimes called narcissistic victim syndrome, mimics PTSD. Your body is stuck in a chronic state of fight or flight.
And this shows up physically, right? Like you might have chronic headaches, stomach issues, insomnia, brain fog.
Yes, and hypervigilance, that feeling of always walking on eggshells. That's your nervous system on high alert.
Here's interactive question number 4 for you. When you see this person's name pop up on your phone, what is the first thing your body does?
Before you even think, does your stomach drop? Do your hands start to shake? Does your heart rate spike?
That is not excitement. That is not butterflies. That is your nervous system screaming, danger. Your body knows before your conscious brain does. Listen to it.
You have to actively work to downregulate that system. Things like deep breath work, somatic therapy, yoga, spending time in nature. You have to teach your body that it is safe again.
Before we wrap up, we need to do a little myth busting, because these myths are the bars of the cage that keep people trapped.
They really are.
Myth number 1, narcissists just love themselves too much.
Fact. They often hate themselves. The grandiosity is a massive, elaborate shield to protect a tiny, fragile core of deep-seated shame. But, and this is a huge but, that doesn't mean you can love the shame away.
Which leads right into myth number 2. If I just try hard enough, if I love them enough, I can heal them.
The Beauty and the Beast fantasy.
Yes. My love will be the one to change them.
Fact. NPD is a personality structure. It is hardwired into their being. It's like trying to love a person into growing a third arm. It's not a matter of effort, it's a matter of possibility.
So what about therapy? Can they change with therapy?
It is extremely rare, because the first step of therapy is admitting you have a problem. A narcissist's entire psychological structure is built to believe that everyone else is the problem.
So trying to fix them usually just leads to you breaking yourself in the process.
Exactly. You burn out completely.
Okay, last one. Myth number 3. They are always loud, arrogant, and the center of attention.
Fact. Remember the vulnerable, covert narcissist we talked about at the beginning?
The one who plays the victim.
Yes. The quiet, shy, misunderstood person in the corner can be just as self-absorbed, entitled, and destructive as the loud CEO throwing a tantrum. Do not mistake silence for safety or shyness for humility.
This has been a lot. I feel like I've run a marathon just processing all this information.
It's heavy stuff. Let's do a quick 3-bullet recap to lock this in for everyone.
Okay, point 1. Narcissism is more than just vanity. It is a distinct psychological pattern involving a lack of effective empathy, pervasive grandiosity, and a tendency toward exploitation. It creates a distorted reality for everyone involved.
Point 2. The relationship almost always follows a predictable 4-stage cycle. Idealize, devalue, discard, and hoover. This cycle is designed to create a chemical addiction, a trauma bond, that makes leaving incredibly difficult.
And point 3, you cannot change them. You can only change your response. You take your power back through strict boundaries, using methods like gray rocking, and ultimately by going no contact whenever possible.
And to help you put this into practice, we have a weekly listener challenge for you.
We want you to take one small action this week.
Identify one relationship in your life. It could be with a friend, a family member, a colleague, where you feel you are constantly auditioning for their approval. Just one.
And this week, your challenge is to set one firm but small boundary in that relationship.
Maybe it's simply saying no to a request you don't actually want to do. Maybe it's not replying to a guilt-tripping text immediately and waiting a few hours instead.
Then observe their reaction. A healthy person might be a little disappointed, but will ultimately respect your no. A narcissist will punish you for it. They will get angry or withdraw or give you the silent treatment.
Their reaction will tell you everything you need to know.
It's a diagnostic test. Use it.
If this deep dive helped you connect some dots, please subscribe and like this episode. It really does help us bring more of these dark psychology insights to light.
And if you know someone who is struggling with a confusing relationship, maybe gently send them this episode. Sometimes just having the language for what's happening can be the validation someone needs to start making a change.
Join us next time where we'll be pivoting to something a bit more hopeful, I think.
I hope so.
We'll be decoding the psychology of super-agers.
Oh, I'm fascinated by this. What makes some brains stay sharp and vibrant well past 90? I need to know all their secrets.
It's going to be a really interesting one.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Sarah.
See you in the next deep dive.